What's up, you guys? Welcome to Tribe Flow. We're gonna take about 30 minutes, just work through any tightness, any restrictions, any soreness you might have been feeling over the past couple weeks. We're gonna take our focus in and really focus on a lot of mobility and just a little bit of taking care of our bodies here. So let's go ahead and get started in a tabletop position. So you're gonna stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees here. Back is nice and flat, and the tops of your toes are gonna be down on your mat. From here, let's just work into a few cat-cows, warming up the spine. Let's drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your chest, lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. And then on your exhale, draw your chin to your chest and round through your spine, sending the middle of your back up towards the ceiling. Let's move back and forth through this. You can go at your own pace. So try to move with the rhythm of your breath. On your inhale, you're looking up, and on your exhale, you're looking down. You can go a little bit faster if you'd like. You can go a little bit slower, whatever feels best for you. If you find any areas that feel sticky or tight, feel free to hang out there. If you want to kind of shimmy your hips side to side or make figure eights or kind of shake your tail side to side, that's always an option. Whatever feels best for you here. Just continue to move through, just a couple more breaths. Warming things up, getting ready to move. Good. From here, find a neutral tabletop position. You're gonna inhale, reach your left arm up towards the sky, towards the ceiling, wherever you're at, open through your chest. And then as you exhale, take your left hand, thread it underneath your right shoulder, reach over to the right. You're gonna let that left shoulder hover on the ground, reach as far to the right as you can to get some rotation through your thoracic spine. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, thread it through. Again, with the rhythm of your own breath, move back and forth through this. But on each inhale, try to reach a little bit higher, and each exhale, reach just a little bit further through. Good, you guys. One more time here, one more inhale, and then one more exhale. And then meet back in a tabletop position. We're gonna take that on the other side. So inhale, reach your right arm up, get really long, open through your chest. And then exhale, thread your right hand through, hover that right shoulder, reach to the left. Good, you guys. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, thread it through. Again, moving with the rhythm of your breath. Finding a little bit of edge in each movement. So if you're noticing a little bit of shaking in through your muscles, that's a good thing, as long as there's not pain. Finding that area of discomfort, hanging out there, focusing on improving your mobility here. One more inhale, and one more exhale. And then bring that right hand down on your mat, back to your tabletop position. From here, go ahead and uncurl your toes. You're gonna come onto the balls of your feet, press your hips nice and high, heels low towards your mat, downward facing dog. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to, or a lot if you need to, and really actively press your chest towards your thighs in your down dog. Your back should be nice and long. You should have one long line of energy from your hands through your tailbone. You're really pressing your mat away from you. If you'd like, you can begin to walk your dog out, bending and straightening into opposite knees. Make it feel good. Open up through those calves and hamstrings. Keep your belly pulled in here. Keep your chest pressing back. Your gaze can be right between your knees. Good. Go ahead and find some stillness in your down dog. Now from here, we're gonna find a little bit of a flow. So come up high onto your tiptoes on an inhale. You're gonna roll forward like a wave. Try to move one vertebrae at a time. Peel your chest through your arms, coming up onto your toes to an upward facing dog. You can also come into a cobra if you'd like to drop your knees on the mat. While you're here, think about peeling your shoulders away from your ears, opening through your chest. And then on your exhale, uncurl your toes, bring your chin to your chest first, and then slowly roll back, downward facing dog. Now take that through at the rhythm of your breath, moving back and forth, up dog, and down dog. Good, you guys, nice and mindful with that flow, with that movement. Slower than you wanna go here, but match your breath. Good, one more time through an up dog. And then press back, downward facing dog. Good, here you guys, from your down dog, I'm gonna have you take your left hand, you're gonna grab for the outside of your right shin, your right knee, your right thigh, wherever you can reach. Use the strength of your left hand to pull yourself into a twist. You can look at the ceiling underneath your right armpit. Opening through that low spine. You might be shaking a little bit, that's okay. On your next inhale, drop your left hand down. And then switch sides. Right hand, right shin, right knee, right thigh. Pull yourself through. Find the twist. Open up through your spine. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Inhale, drop that right hand down. And then gaze forward. Your feet are going to step up behind your hands. Your feet can come hip width distance apart. You can bring them big toes together to touch, heels apart, whatever feels best for you. But in this position, bend your knees a lot, let your head hang heavy, find a forward fold. Now, really trying to focus on releasing through the spine and releasing through the neck so the crown of your head is facing down towards the mat. Let gravity take hold here, let everything hang heavy. You might even bend your knees so much that your belly touches your thighs. Your arms can hang heavy by your sides, or you can grab for opposite elbows and gently sway side to side. If you'd like, you can shake your head yes, you can shake it no. Releasing tension through the neck and through the spine. Take a few deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release the elbows if you took the grasp. On your next inhale, with your arms hanging heavy, you're slowly going to come all the way up to standing. Remember that mindful movement. So trying to move one vertebrae at a time. Your belly pulls in. Your knees will eventually straighten. Your head will be the last thing to lift. Good. Once you've come up to standing at the top of your mat, go ahead and shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and then send them down your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Shine the palms of your hands forward towards the front of your mat. Really ground through your feet here. Engage your quads, your glutes, your abs. Pull everything in really, really strong in your stance here. You should be standing so tall as if there's a string at the top of your head pulling you up towards the ceiling. Nice strong posture here. And from here, inhale, swing your arms up overhead. Your right hand is gonna grab your left wrist. You're gonna reach up and over to the right side of the room, sending your hips left. This is called half moon or crescent pose. We're opening through the entire left side of the body. Try to keep your shoulders stacked here. Don't let that left shoulder sink on top of the right. Reaching strong over to the right, hips strong to the left. And then inhale, back to center. Exhale, right hand, left wrist, reach up and over to the left side of the room, sending the hips to the right. Try to stay grounded through your feet here. Stay lifted through your ribs and reach to the left. Good. Inhale, come back to center. And then on your exhale, you're going to dive all the way down to a forward fold. Again, we've been here before. Bend the knees a little bit if you need to. And then inhale, your hands are going to come to your shins for a half lift position. Notice my back, it's nice and flat here. I want your back to be so flat that if I put a glass of water on it, it wouldn't fall off. Keep your core pulled in. Your gaze is right down on your mat. Neck is nice and long. Exhale here, forward fold. Inhale, arms are going to sweep out and up, come all the way up overhead, get really, really long again, and then exhale, dive all the way down, forward fold. From here, bend your left knee a lot, plant your left hand on the ground, reach your right arm up, take a twist. You'll notice an opening through your right IT band, maybe a little bit in your right hamstring. Exhale, drop everything down, bend your right knee, plant your right palm, reach your left arm up. Notice that stretch on the other side. Might feel a little bit different, that's totally okay. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, back to that half lift position. And then exhale, bend both knees a lot, plant your palms, step your feet back into a high plank. So notice in your high plank, your shoulders are directly over your elbows, over your wrists. Pressing your mat away from you really, really strong. So if you feel like your shoulder blades are sinking down like this, press them up, round through the middle of your back. One long line of energy from the crown of your head through your heels, core is pulled in, quads are nice and engaged. If at any point in a high plank you need to come down onto your knees, that's always an option. We're gonna be here quite a bit. So from your high plank, inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, lower down halfway. Your elbows are gonna ride your rib cage. Uncurl your toes. Inhale, peel your chest through your arms. We're in that upward facing dog or cobra if knees are on the ground. And then exhale here, press your hips back, press your heels low, downward facing dog. So that's our first flow, our first vinyasa. We're gonna take that through 2 more times. So you can move faster than me, you can move slower than me, you can add anything you'd like, you can take anything away. This is for you. So just take it at your own pace, but I will be guiding you along the way. Inhale, gaze forward, feet step up behind your hands. Come to that half lift position. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach out and up, come all the way up. Right hand, left wrist, reach over to the right side of the room. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left hand, right wrist over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep out and up, come all the way up. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, left knee bends, left hand plants, reach your right arm up, take your twist. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, switch sides. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, half lift, hands on your shins, spine is long. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump your feet back into a high plank. Always an option to come onto your knees if you need to. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through here, you guys. Take what you need. Inhale, gaze forward. Feet step up behind your hands. Come to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, right hand, left wrist, side stretch over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold, dive it down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Come all the way up, get really, really long. Exhale, dive all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left hand plants, bend your left knee, reach your right arm up, twist. And then exhale, drop it down. Inhale, switch sides. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back, high plank. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, either downward facing dog, or you can take a child's pose, big toes together to touch, knees out wide, press your hips back towards your heels. Wherever you are at, down dog, child's pose, you're laying on your back right now. Take 5 deep breaths. Check in. If you're feeling like your breath is really rapid, you can slow it down by breathing in through your nose and exhaling out of your mouth. That will also help you release some heat if you've retained any. So take these few moments, check in with your body, notice how it feels. 2 more deep breaths here. Wherever you are at, whether in your child's pose or down dog, on your next inhale, let's come to a tabletop position. We started in this position. We'll work through a little bit of mobility here. So from your tabletop, on your next inhale, right arm reaches out in front of you, left leg reaches long behind you. On your inhale, you're gonna take a mini back bend here. So your right hand and your left heel are gonna reach up towards the ceiling. And then on your exhale, draw your right elbow in towards your left knee. Pull your core in really strong. Inhale, get long, reach it out. Exhale, draw it in and crunch. Good, one more time here. Inhale, get really long. Instead of crunching, if you'd like, bend into your left knee, reach your right hand back, grab the inside of your left foot. This should be a pretty good stretch for your quad and for your shoulder. If you want to take it further, kick your left foot into your right hand, open up, you'll take a back bend. Again, focusing on finding your edge here. If there is pain or discomfort, back off of the stretch. We'll hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly drop it down. Slowly shake it out if you need to. Good, find that neutral tabletop. Inhale, left arm out in front, right leg reaches behind. First things first, get really long, extend through your low back. Exhale, left elbow, right knee, draw it in. Inhale, reach it out, get long. Exhale, draw it in and crunch. Inhale, reach it out. This time, get really long. If you can, bend that right knee, grab for that right foot with your left hand. You can stay here or begin to kick your right foot into your left hand. Open up, finding the back bend, finding the stretch, finding your edge. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Shake it out. Good. From your tabletop, on your next inhale, uncurl your toes. On your exhale, send your hips high. Downward facing dog. We're gonna add a little bit more complex flow onto this before we slow down. Inhale, gaze forward, feet step up behind your hands. Come to a half lift at the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Now, listen for the change here, you guys. You're gonna go ahead and bend into your knees, hinge at your hips. Your arms are gonna reach up overhead. You're in a chair pose here. So your weight should be back in through your heels, so much so that you might even be able to wiggle your toes. Take the arch out of your low back, send your tailbone down towards your mat. Your shoulders should be plugged away from your ears, and your fingertips are reaching to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Inhale here. Exhale, reach your right arm behind you, reach your left arm forward, take a twist. Look over your right shoulder if that feels good for your neck. Try to keep that left knee from sticking out in front of the right. Keep your hips plugged in place, square towards the front of your mat. Inhale, arms reach back up. Exhale, left hand back, right arm reaches forward. Keep those hips square, keep your shoulders stacked, keep your core pulled in. Nice and strong here. Inhale, reach your arms up. I know you're shaking, you got this. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. 1 inhale here. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back. We're gonna move through that flow. We've got a high to low plank, upward facing dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale your right leg high. Bend your right knee, stack your hips, take some hip circles here. Make it feel good. Switch directions. Good. Come back to that neutral 3-legged dog. Inhale here. And then exhale, step your right foot inside your right hand. Low lunge. Your right knee will be directly over your right ankle. Engage your core. Reach your arms up overhead. High crescent lunge. Try to keep that 90-degree bend in your right knee. Inhale here. Exhale, spin your back foot 90 degrees. Arms are gonna reach out to a T. Your gaze is over your front fingertips. You're in a warrior B. So stay committed to the lunge in that front knee. Your shoulders are stacked over your hips here. You're not reaching too far forward, not reaching too far back. Inhale here, hinge forward. Exhale, right elbow to your right knee or right hand down on the ground. Reach your left arm up. Use that right knee to, use that right arm to press that right knee open, opening through your right inner thigh. Inhale here, engage your core. Come all the way back up. Exhale, straighten through your right knee. Turn your right toes forward. Arms are out to a T here. Inhale, get really expansive with your chest. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Good. From your forward fold, we're just gonna bend and straighten into opposite knees here. So you're walking side to side, bending your left knee, right toes up towards the ceiling. Back to center. Bend the right knee, left toes up towards the ceiling. Back and forth at your own pace, opening through those hamstrings and inner thighs. Good, you guys. Once your right knee is bent for that last time, pivot forward. You're in a low lunge. Hands plant on the ground. Step your right foot back, high plank. Option to take it through a flow or press into a downward facing dog. We've got that on the other side. Inhale your left leg nice and high. Bend your left knee, stack your hips. Take those hip circles. Good, go ahead and switch directions. And then inhale back to a 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Left elbow over left ankle. High up on the balls of your back feet. Really engage that back quad. Inhale, reach your arms up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, spin your back foot 90, arms reach out to a T, warrior B. Really strong through that front knee. Think about your back foot, press it into the knife edge to avoid from sinking into that arch. Arms are strong here in opposition to one another. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, left elbow down, left hand down. Reach your right arm up. Press that left knee away, open through your left inner thigh. Inhale here, arms come back to a T. Exhale, straighten your front leg, turn your toes forward. From here, if you'd like, take a shoulder opener. Interlace your fingers behind your back, puff up your chest here. Inhale, and then exhale, dive all the way down. If that does not feel good for your shoulders, go ahead and release them down onto the ground. You can hang out here for just a few breaths. If you want to intensify this stretch, you can reach your hands behind you, pull yourself deeper. You can grab for your ankles. If you know a headstand, you can go for it. Wherever you are at, take this moment for you to catch your breath. And then inhale, come to a half lift. Your spine is nice and long, your back is flat here. And then we're gonna turn those toes forward, back to that low lunge, plant your palms, step your left foot back. Option to take it through a flow or press into a downward facing dog. Beautiful here, you guys. From your down dog, inhale your right leg high. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist. Your right heel will be back towards your left hip crease. So you're in like a modified figure four. If this does not feel good for your back or for your knees, you will flip onto your back and you'll make a figure four here. If we're in that high pigeon, set your hips down towards your mat, and then when you're ready, dive it all the way down. If you're on your back, feel free to draw your knees in towards your chest to really intensify the stretch. You should be feeling this in through your right glute. Again, finding the edge, finding that area where you might be shaking just a little bit. Don't push into pain. Make things comfortably uncomfortable. Just a few more breaths here. When you're ready, come up high onto your hands from that pigeon. If you're on your back, you can just release your legs out to shake them out. You'll come up high onto your hands, high onto your back toes, send that right leg back and just shake it out. Take some hip circles, bend and straighten the knee, the ankle. If you'd like to flip your dog, you will first come forward into a high plank. You'll spin onto the outside edge of your left foot. You'll bend your right knee. You'll reach up and over. Arms will reach up and out. That's an option, but not mandatory. Wherever you are at here, come back to a neutral down dog. And then lift your left leg high. This time, left knee, left wrist, left heel, right hip crease. If you're on your back, you can just switch that side of your figure four. Wherever you are at, bring that stretch in, either coming down onto your forearms in your pigeon or drawing your knees into your chest on your back. And spending time here. Let everything go. Just a few breaths. Beautiful. On your next inhale, if you're in your pigeon, come up high onto your hands. If you're on your back, just let your legs go out long. And then send that left leg back. Take whatever post pigeon you did on the other side. If you took hip circles, take them. If you took ankle circles, take them. If you flip your dog, you can do that on this side as well. Keep yourself as symmetrical as you can. And then you're ready. When you're ready, come back to a final downward facing dog. Check in with yourself. Just take a moment, take a breath, and notice how you feel since we started. And then on your next inhale, gaze forward. And we're just gonna step through onto our knees, onto our mat. We're gonna take one more pose here, and then we'll drop into a child's pose. So wherever you're at, we're gonna come into a frog pose. What that looks like, your knees are gonna be out really wide. Your feet are gonna be out even wider than your knees. If this is super, super intense for you, just back off the stretch a little bit. But what we're gonna do is you can either stay up onto your hands or you can drop down onto your forearms. You can also shift forward or shift backward if you want to find the spot that really intensifies that stretch. Again, finding the edge, finding the discomfort, but avoiding pain. We're gonna be here for a few breaths, opening through those inner thighs. If you notice after a breath or two that you can sink even further into the stretch, go for it. Meeting yourself where you are, but remembering that more is not always more, sometimes less is more. Slowing everything down. Two more deep breaths here. Letting that heart rate return to normal. And then when you're ready, slowly come up onto your hands if you dropped onto your forearms. And what we're gonna do from here is just move into a child's pose. So you may shift the weight, more of your weight into your hands just to de-weight your legs, and you can bring them closer together. And then we're gonna bring our big toes together to touch. Bring our knees out really, really wide. If you want them the width of the mat, that works. And then just sink your hips back towards your heels, reaching your arms out long in front of you and dropping your forehead down onto the mat. If this doesn't feel good for your shoulders, feel free to bring your knees together and your arms can be down by your side, palms facing up. We're just gonna drop in here for a few breaths and just check in with how you feel. Notice if there's still any areas of tightness or restriction. You can address them after we wrap up. And just tap into your breath here for a few moments. Take a scan of your body. Find any areas that might feel really good and celebrate them. Find any areas that might need a little bit more work. You can always take some extra moments to stretch into those areas, to breathe into those areas. And when you're ready, you can come into a seated posture on your mat. I'm going to give you guys the option to take a few moments of meditation for yourself. So if you want to set up on your mat, you can sit in that crisscross style. Your palms can be facing down or facing up. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Again, we're sitting up nice and tall as if there's that string pulling us up towards the ceiling. And then just gently close into your eyes. I'll give you just a few moments of music and some silence if you'd like to spend this time meditating. And if you decided to drop in, just begin to find small movements in fingers, maybe in toes. Let your breath return to normal and let your eyes flutter open. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. It was wonderful to guide you through a flow and to help you slow down a little bit. I'm excited to see how all of you feel after you take Tribe Flow. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks, guys.